of the hour. The presentation typically takes about 55-ish minutes. And then we'll open up for Q&A. But as I said, my name is Edward van der Klein. Really appreciate you spending this next hour with us. This could be the best hour of your life, or at least the best hour.
Ed, you've muted yourself.
COVID's been horrible for a lot of people, but yeah, hopefully this will shine a little bit of light into the future. It is for information purposes, but we will give you the option to sort of look into the Blam opportunity in a bit more detail if you want. But if not, that's absolutely fine. We just wanted to take away some really valuable information from us today. And yeah, that's enough rambling from me. I'm going to hand you over to Grant Staines, CEO of Blam. We're based in our office here in Birmingham. As you can probably tell, a little bit of background noise. I'm going to go on mute. I'm going to go and do the chat on the side. And then we'll check back in about 55-ish minutes, okay?
Thanks, Ed. Cheers, and thanks for joining me, guys. Nice little intimate group today. So what we tend to do on these webinars, guys, is as I go through, you may have questions, and Ed curates the chat. So use the chat, ask questions as you're going through, and we'll save a bit of time at the end for some Q&A. My job today is to give you an overview of the Blam partnership, but I suppose more importantly than that, I just want to give you an insight into how you can run a digital marketing agency, how we go around about running a digital marketing agency, because we get people every week that join us on these webinars, and some of them are looking to do their own thing, some are looking to join potentially a franchise kind of opportunity like ours is. So I just hope I can give you a bit of motivation, inspiration, and if at the end you like the sound of it and you like the sound of Blam, then the opportunity will be to book on a one-to-one with Ed, and he'll give you a deep dive and show you a lot more detail about our products and services, and I'm sure you'll be able to get all of your questions answered there and then. But without further ado, let me share my screen and get the presentation going. So, okay. So hopefully you can see my screen.
Definitely, see that all right? We can see you. Yeah, all good. Thank you.
Fantastic. Awesome. So welcome, guys. And I'm Grant Staines. I'm the CEO here at Blam Partners. And my job is to give you the information today that will allow you to become a digital marketing consultant and start on that journey if you haven't already. We get people from all over the world join us on these webinars. We do them bi-weekly, or rather twice a week, I should say. And yeah, the idea is to give you a bit of motivation, inspiration. But before I run into it, I just got to acknowledge, you know, we're working from our office here, but we do live in a bit of a different world. The last 12 months has seen, you know, huge changes, and I'm guessing that you're starting to realize, as we are, that, you know, it's not just now that we're likely to be experiencing these changes, but this could be for some time to come. It's very difficult to predict, isn't it? And we live in a world that, you know, where we're asking a lot of questions. And I guess one of the reasons that you've arrived at this place is that you've been looking around for opportunities because you want to secure your future. And right now, because we've been through so many changes, you've identified digital marketing in the digital space as a secure bet, as a safe bet. And well, I'm just going to let you know you are correct. You've made the right assumption, and I don't want you to feel worried about it, because if digital is the route you want to go down, it has been the only way throughout the lockdown, throughout the pandemic, that small business owners and businesses in general have been able to trade. And we were in a very unique position when lockdown happened, because we knew instinctively that the products and services that we had were going to be coming in much more demand, and we were going to be needed to help these businesses that weren't able to trade anywhere other than online. And of course, we've been doing this for a long time now, guys, and it fell into place naturally. But the thing that I really want to draw your attention to is that although over the last 12 months or so, Blam has seen a huge, we've gone through a huge growth period. You know, a lot of our partners have been super successful. We've seen our turnover and profits rise. We haven't furloughed anybody. We've taken staff on. That isn't just because we are a digital marketing agency. There have been plenty of digital marketing agencies that have gone through this pandemic stroke recession, furloughing their staff. Some of them have gone out of business. They've experienced hard times the same as everybody else. Why is that, you may ask? What is it that makes us any different? Well, that's where we're going to start, because right now the Blam Partnership Program and Blam Partners are leading the way. And it's because of the business model that we employ. Because if you go down the traditional route of running a digital marketing agency the way that the vast majority of digital marketing agencies run, you would be in that same boat of the ones that have had to really struggle through if they made it through at all the times that we've had. So let me show you how Blam Partners operate and why it's the way that we recommend that you run your business, whether you're a Blam partner or not. And it all starts with a little bit of backstory, and my backstory, going way back to when I first set up my business. I set up my business 20 years ago. I know I don't look any different. Ed says it to me all the time. Grant, you know, you've done a pact with the devil. You don't look any different.
Young at heart, mate. Young at heart.
That's it. Obviously, he tells me the exact opposite of that on a regular basis. My God, you look old. But
mate, you've done well. You've been working out.
Yeah,
you're getting there. You used to be really buff there.
Yeah, that was me in my youth. So it was around about 2007, that was, guys. And I was running my digital marketing agency that I'd set up back in 2001. And digital marketing is what I did. And I helped and did a lot of traditional marketing as well. And there was me. I had all the accoutrements of success, as they call it. You know, I had a growing business. I had a really great team behind me. That was my office there, the barn conversion, and you know what, it was good. Times were good, and these were the businesses that I served. And those of you in the UK, after we get people from all over the world watching these webinars, you may not recognize Halfords, but Halfords in the UK here is the biggest automotive retailer and bicycle. They sell more bikes than anybody else in the UK. And these guys, Vodafone, Gap, Vax, these are all blue chip companies. These are big businesses. And what I used to do was I would quote for a job. They would send me a brief. I would give them a quote. We would win the job, win the work, and then I would give the brief to my team. They would produce the work, and that might be, you know, a website, email marketing campaign. It could be some traditional marketing like leaflets, brochures, all that kind of stuff. And then we'd finish the job off. We would deliver it, and then usually 30 to 60 days later, we get paid. And that's the way loads and loads of digital agencies still operate. And it's pretty much the norm. Well, let me tell you guys, I found that business model to be a big mistake, because when this year happened upon us and the recession that came with it, you know, some of you may recall, these were very uncertain times. And this is where I found the flaw in my business model, because what happens in a recession is that people get scared. Okay, as you know, we've been through a recession. We're still in one. We're still in a recession right now, caused by a pandemic, but a recession nonetheless. We actually have been through a lot of recessions over the years, and the same thing happens every time. The businesses that see the headlines and they react to the fear, they get worried and they reduce their budgets. They hunker down. They wait and see. They see if they can weather the storm. Yeah, these are all phrases that you're familiar with. And that's what they do. And as a result of that, let me tell you what happened to me, because the businesses that I served did exactly that. They cut their budgets. They took some of their marketing in-house. They decided, you know what, we spent a lot of money with Grant. We better rein it in. We better cut back. We better be careful. We've got to make it through the recession. And as a result of that, guys, my business went from flying high, growing, to reducing drastically. And I was asking myself, what have I done wrong? I'm still got the great team. I can still produce fantastic work, but the work's not out there, because every month, at the beginning of the month, I knew I was back to zero. I knew I had to get business in. And if the business wasn't out there, it got really, really tough. And as a result of that, guys, I had to downsize. You know, I didn't pay myself for months. I had to sell my car. I had to make my staff redundant, and that was a tough one, guys. People I've worked with for years, who I considered my friends. It was really tough. And so I was asking myself, where did I go wrong? Really couldn't, you know, I was really struggling with it, and I barely hung on to the business. And this is what I found out, guys. There's been 34 recessions since 1854. This one, we're in this double dip recession caused by a pandemic. But it's just the 34th recession, one of the long lines. Every, you know, 8 to 15 years, a recession comes along. It's the way that the economy works. And I said to myself, do you know what? If I've got a business model, every time a recession comes along, then I barely scrape through or I nearly lose my business. How can I call myself an entrepreneur? So I had to make some changes. And I did that by looking at what successful people do. And what I noticed was, in these recessions, successful businesses expand, not contract. Now, how can that be if the economy is shrinking? How do they manage to do it? Well, these people are experienced. These people understand what goes on. They take advantage, because when people are retracting, there is opportunity. And I knew this instinctively at the beginning of this lockdown, or just before the lockdown. And I said to my team, we are going to really make some gains here, because we are poised perfectly to do it. And it reminded me of when in the last recession, in that recession during 2008, 2009, 2010, it was a big recession. There was a customer of mine, Martin, who came to me and said, Grant, I need to double my marketing spend with you. Now, this was a lifeline to me. I'm like, Martin, that's brilliant news, but can I ask you why everybody else is cutting their budgets and you're doubling yours on your marketing? He said, Grant, I've been in business a long time. And he said, let me tell you what happens. I've been through many recessions. And in a recession, every time my competition are going to reduce their budgets, they're going to hunker down and they're going to react to the fear that they see in the media. What I'm going to do is double my budgets in my marketing. I'm going to mop up all their customers. And when we come out of this recession, and we will, because when people are in a recession, they can't think of coming out of it. They're just focusing on the now. He said, we'll come out of this recession, and when we do, I'll have all their customers and they will lose out. And that is exactly what he did. And at the end of the recession, his business boomed, and he retired a couple of years after that, very wealthy, having sold his business. So I wanted to emulate that. And I pledged that the next recession, I'm going to be somebody who's expanding, not contracting. So I set up a business with a different business model. And what I did was I actually targeted small businesses instead of big businesses, so I could spread my risk, and actually sold hundreds of mobile apps to small businesses, meaning that I had spread my risk, and instead of charging them a large amount of money on an ad hoc basis, one job at a time, like I did with the big businesses, I charged them a monthly retainer for a small amount of money, meaning that if a few cancelled, it didn't really matter, because I had hundreds of customers and I knew that the amount that I was charging them wasn't a huge burden to them. So when a recession came along, they wouldn't automatically cut their costs. And this meant that I could build a business that had a recession-proof model and that had longevity. And I started that business in 2010, and I grew it substantially over those 2 years. By 2012, I franchised the business, and it became the fastest selling franchise of 2012 in the UK.
There he is again, that guy.
Yeah, the green guy.
Just Shifa Akim, I mean, just a quick thumbs up if you can see the comment section. Yeah, you can see the comment section. Feel free to drop any questions if you think of anything, and then we'll discuss in the Q&A at the end, okay? Cheers, guys.
So that's what I did, guys. And as a result of that, it taught me an awful lot about business. And I I must admit, I dipped my toe in the water of many, many businesses. I went into all sorts of different businesses using this foundational learning, and obviously off the base of the success of that business. And that kind of accumulated with a business that I ran. Sorry, I've gone back one too far there, which was a supercar experience business, because I've got a bit of a thing for cars, and I really do, I wanted to combine my passion for cars with a business. So I got that out of my system, and I sold that business about 4 years ago now, so that I could focus fully on what I do now, and that is helping small businesses. However, when I focused on this business of helping small businesses selling mobile apps, there's one thing I hadn't really realized, and that is small businesses are not very knowledgeable when it comes to understanding their marketing and being proactive with their marketing. I've been used to dealing with big businesses with marketing departments who were professionals in marketing, and they understood all the buzzwords and everything that goes with it. But small businesses, they're so busy running their business, becoming really understood on marketing is not something that they've got time or the know-how to get good at. And this was a shock to me. And I said, we'd sold hundreds of these mobile apps to small businesses. And I said to my team, guys, we could sell these guys so much more than just mobile apps. Because what I really realized was that, what they really needed to help get their business foundation sorted so that their marketing could be really effective is a really cool website. And a website that's got all the tech in that we use for the big businesses, the automation and the tools that really can help them scale. Now, to do that was expensive. And my team said, great idea, Grant. We've got all these businesses, but they're not going to be able to afford one of our big, flashy, expensive websites. They're £10,000 plus. So I said, well, we've got to find a way of producing one of those websites, but do it at a price that is effective. And I actually gave them a budget. I said, we've got to be able to produce one of these websites for less than £1,000. And of course, they said, well, it can't be done. It takes too long. It's too complicated. And so, well, we've got to find a way, guys. We've got to find a way. And sure enough, and this was way back in 2013, this was, guys. So back in November 2013, I sat down with Carl, my lead developer, one night, and he said to me, Grant, take a look at this. And he showed me a website, and he said, I can get our team to build these websites with all this tech. And he showed me all the tech that was in the website. We can do it for less than the price that you gave us, that less than that £1,000. And that, for me, guys, that was my moment. That was my eureka moment. The one where I said, "Wow, this is it. This is what we need to be doing." And sure enough, that's kind of where Blam started. And we went out and we sold a lot of those websites that we now know as the AI website revolution. That's when it all started for us, because the technology has been around for a while. But the application of that technology for small businesses is something that had not been done before, and that's where we really came into the foreground and brought AI to small businesses. And those websites have come on such a long way since way back then in November 2013. They really are. But what I'd like to do right now, because the AI website revolution and the actual product, the AI website, is kind of the foundation of what we sell and how we can help our customers. And it's what Blam partners rely on heavily as the kind of the first product that they get over the line when it comes to their business. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain a little bit about AI websites for you, just to give you a taster and get a bit of an understanding as to what makes us tick and how we go about selling as well. Because the fact that we are the AI website people, we're the ones that sell AI websites to small businesses, puts us in a bit of a unique situation, because nobody else is really doing that in our marketplace. You'll be surprised at the quality of the competition that we have and their understanding of how they can help their customers. And when we say we're the AI website people, we kind of put ourselves in a category of one. And we call that the blue ocean theory, because there's a marketing theory which is called the blue ocean theory, where the analogy goes that if you're a shark swimming in the ocean and you're the only shark and you've got all the fish to yourself, you're swimming in this beautiful blue ocean with as many fish as you can eat. Whereas if you're in an ocean that's full of other sharks and you're all fighting over the same fish, they call that a red ocean. That's where everybody's in it together. And if you are a website developer or a marketing agency, you're in a red ocean because there's millions of them and they're all talking about the same thing. But if you're an AI website specialist, you're in a blue ocean and you've got your own unique selling point because nobody else is selling AI websites. And that's how we first teach Blam partners on the benefit of having the ability to sell AI websites, because it gives you that unique selling point. It gives you a conversation starter. And guess what else? It gives you a fantastic tool to help your business, your customers, generate more business. So I bet at this point, am I right? You're asking, what the hell's an AI website? Okay, so artificial intelligence is obviously what it stands for. Let me describe a little bit about what an AI website is. And first and foremost, what an AI website does is it records the number of visits that a visitor goes to the website so that we can give them a unique message, and that message really resonates with somebody when they feel like they're being talked to from their specific position, such as, welcome, you're a first-time visitor, right? Why not check out our CEO's video or the latest offer that we've got running in April, or whatever it might be. So it means that we are talking directly to the prospect from their unique position as a first-time visitor. And this is proven to get more engagement. In other words, somebody's a lot more likely to hang around on the website and then take action if you use these kind of tools. Big businesses use this all the time. Small businesses can't afford it, don't understand it. Our job, and Blam Partners' job, is to help them with that, because the Blam Partner sends the brief to us. We take care of all the tech, all the design, all the back office stuff. All the Blam Partner needs to be able to do is to be able to articulate the reason why this is going to be a really cool product for the customer. Number of visits is not the only thing it does. We also can do what we call build things around a theme and a calendar. So in other words, as you can see on this little animation, we can get snow to come down at Christmas, or the winter period. We can get the bit where it says half price websites, free mobile apps. That was a Black Friday offer. That will appear according to a calendar based on it being pre-programmed by our developers. We can have that for anything, any special offer. We can have countdown timers that will disappear once the countdown is done. We can have hearts at Valentine's Day. We can have fireworks for celebrations for New Year's, or Thanksgiving, or whatever it might be. And we've got loads of these themes and they're all different. Now, there's a reason for them. They are proven to get more engagement. We use animations, we use themes based around a calendar, because when a visitor lands on a website that's got this kind of stuff going on, it is proven to get more engagement. And that's what a website's all about. We want it to hold somebody's attention, and then we want them to take action. We want to actually do something. If we can get people to do that when they land on our websites, we've got happy customers. Okay, we've got customers that want to recommend us to other people, and we've got customers who think we're the best thing since sliced bread. And that's part of the joy of the job, I've got to tell you, having lots of happy customers. As you can see, these animations go on and on, and they work whether you're on a mobile, on a tablet, or a desktop, and they're really cool. So what else do we do? We've also got geolocation. Now, geolocation means that we can change the way the website looks dependent on the visitor's location. So this example shows how when we went to Santon in Johannesburg a couple of years ago now, we changed our website so that anybody in that area would see this message, welcome to Santon, and then invite them to come and see us when we ran our seminar. We did a free seminar for our partners in South Africa when we were there, and we invited people to come along. If you'd visited the website at that time and you weren't in Johannesburg, you'd have just seen the normal website. And that means that the website dynamically changes based on the location of the visitor, which is pretty cool stuff. And this works really well for local businesses. So it might be, hey, you're local, why not come and have a coffee and talk about your requirements, or why not, you're local, why not order your takeaway, or whatever it might be. The geolocation works as a trigger to get more engagement, which means more action is taken. Ultimately, our customers make more money as a result of this. And then a really simple one is device detection, because if you've got a mobile, we can actually get the website to give a message encouraging somebody to make a phone call. They're on a mobile, right? We can get them to press the button and make a call. And they would only see it on the mobile version because we can detect the device using the technology of the websites. So all this stuff's really, really cool, and it gets results. It gives our partners, that competitive advantage because they've got something that is unique that they can talk about. And not only that, it gives them a competitive advantage because the product really works. And it means that we've got the coolest websites on the planet, which makes it much easier to sell. But that's not where it stops when it comes to selling websites, because our job as the Blam Partners program is to help our partners sell products, to sell websites, apps, SEO, all the services that come with it. And that comes with the way that we train and the way that we help our partners. And not only that, it's about the way that we teach them the right business model in order to run a business that is going to be profitable. And that not only comes from the products and services, but the actual model. And these three letters they're our favorite letters, and it's these three letters that define the model that we recommend our partners use when it comes to running their business. It's how they monetize their business. Do you know what MRR stands for? Use the chat. Let me know what you think. In the meantime, Ed would like to entertain us by telling us his favorite MRR interpretation.
Maximum rock and roll.
Maximum rock and roll. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a good one. It's make you want to rock, doesn't it?
Oh, we've had rock music on all day here today. It's been great.
Is that because you've had to grow your hair in lockdown and you turned into a bit of an old rocker?
Yeah. I've not dared getting the buzz cut. No. Maybe I should have done that.
I can loan you my clippers, mate.
There's a skill to it, though.
Hairdressers open on Monday.
Oh, mate, I can't wait.
Get booked in.
Cannot wait.
So, any takers? Anybody want to stick the neck out? MRR, what's it stand for? Okay, I'll put you out your misery. Monthly recurring revenue. 3 simple words. These are the words that we absolutely live by at Blam, and these are the words that we help our partners understand that this is how you can secure a business with longevity, that is recession proof, and that's going to keep you feeling happy because every month you're going to get paid. And that way that we do that is that we stack some other things on top of just the fact that we've got these AI websites. We also say no upfront design fee, which may sound counterintuitive to you. I'll explain shortly how this works. We also say no contract. In other words, no monthly, no annual contract or two yearly contract, 3-year contract. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, hang on a minute. If we take a monthly recurring revenue and you're not charging an upfront design fee and you're not putting somebody in a contract, what if they cancel? We hear that one a lot. What if they pull out? Well, the truth is, guys, because we've got so much confidence in our products and we know how cool they are, we know that they're not going to cancel, because once they get the website, once they actually sign on with us, they are going to be over the moon with it. They're going to be delighted with what they get. And that means that if we charge a higher monthly fee, and that means in the UK, for example, it's typically £100 a month plus. In the US, it's $150 a month plus. South Africa, it's in the region of 2,000 Rand plus. Canada, 170 a month plus. This recurring revenue actually means that you will make more money over a period of time than if you do the traditional route of charging a large upfront fee for the design and then just a small hosting fee that just covers your costs. And that's where the monthly recurring revenue model is a much more lucrative model, because you can build up a substantial recurring revenue month in, month out by applying this model, and you will actually make more sales as a result. So the monthly recurring revenue model with no design fee and no contract means that you make more sales, and as those sales build up, you will actually earn more money as a result, as well as make more sales than if you go down the traditional route. Now, that is a really important part of what we try and teach on these webinars, because if you end up going your own way and doing your own, digital marketing agency, I would highly recommend that is the route that you go down. If you come on the journey with Blam, then we'll actually show you exactly how to apply that process with my second favorite subject, my first being MRR, second is the sales process. And what we are trying to avoid with our sales process is coming across like that guy. Because ask yourself this, guys, when I said to you sales process, or if I say to you salesperson, for example, is that the kind of guy that you think of? Because I'll tell you, it is the kind of guy I used to think of, and I actively avoided selling proactively myself for many, many years because I had a negative relationship with selling. It was something that I felt quite awkward about, because for me, in my head, I was like, I'm managing director of a business. I don't want to sell. I actually want to, get other people to sell for me because it's kind of beneath me is my feeling, because I imagined somebody like that. Well, I've got to tell you, nothing can be further from the truth, because I found out something that I wish I'd have found out a long time before, well into my business career, and it is this. If you are in business, you are in sales. And if you take one thing away from this presentation, know this as a fact. Because if you want to run your own business, you need to embrace this. Because I know for a fact that I didn't for some years. And as a result, it caused me to take much longer to get further forward in my business than I would have done. If I'd have known this from the beginning, it would have made such a big difference. Now, I argued the toss when I first heard this, because, I argued that I was a managing director. And then the guy that taught me this pointed out to me that my own business heroes, the likes of Steve Jobs and Richard Branson, for example, these guys are salespeople at heart. When Steve Jobs does his pitch from the stage, or when he did back in the day, millions and millions of people bought his products. But it occurred to me, I didn't feel like I was being sold to. I felt like, I was buying into that. It didn't occur to me I was being sold to. It was so well done. They write books on Steve Jobs selling techniques now. Same as Richard Branson when he does one of his crazy stunts, like, going across the world in a hot air balloon or whatever he's going to do next. You don't notice that you're being sold to, but you are. They are salespeople through and through.
And the thing is, there's not been anyone like it since. He was totally unique in that.
But he's bonkers, isn't he? Yeah, absolutely bonkers. But do you know what? It's all about using the personality of the person, and you don't feel like you're being sold to, because this is the truth of what I found out, is that when you become a professional salesperson, you don't sound, look, smell, or taste like a salesperson. In other words, people don't notice that you're selling to them. And this is all a formula that we put together on the Blam Partnership Program, because this becomes so much easier when it starts with the product that you believe in more wholeheartedly, and you feel like every time you make a sale, you've done a good thing. That's where it starts. You've got to have confidence in your product, in your team, and in what you do. You've got to have your right ethics behind you. But then you become professional at being able to deliver that in such a way that you're more like a consultant than a salesperson. And this is really, really important for us, because a big part of what we do at Blam is helping our partners understand how to make sales. Because if you don't make sales, you haven't got a business. And in nearly all cases, a Blam partner has to sell themselves first before they grow their business with their team and their staff and everything else. And I found that one out too. So I now I'm fully engaged in the sales process with Blam, whether that's selling websites directly or involved in helping partners make a decision. That's what it's all about, guys. It's about helping people make an informed decision based on the information that you've given them. And if you've done a good job of giving them the information, and then they make a decision, whether it's a yes or a no, it's the right decision if you've done your job properly. And that's why you don't come across like a salesperson, because people don't like being sold to. People don't like being sold to. So if you follow this proven system, you don't deviate, you will get results. And again, just sort of stepping away from the Blam Partnership Program, if you don't become a Blam partner, get yourself a sales system. If you're going to go and do digital marketing, get yourself a sales system, one that is proven, and follow it, because the idea is you've got to learn from other people's mistakes. We've made plenty of mistakes in the past, and now we've refined our process so that we've got a step-by-step process to be able to sell websites and apps. And the Blam partners that we have that aren't successful, I can guarantee it's because they haven't followed the process. They think they know better. And the ones that follow the process and don't deviate, they're the ones that get the results. And that's why you would come to Blam, because we've got the proven system. And that's what we do now. So Ed and I, we lead the partnership program, helping our partners. We've been doing it for well over 6 years now. We love what we do. We thoroughly enjoy it. We do these webinars twice a week, but the majority of the time that we spend is helping our partners, helping them by motivating them, educating them, keeping them up to date with the latest technology and the latest marketing tactics, and making sure that they've got everything they need to support them in growing their business. And in order to grow a business of a digital marketing agency, and that's what every Blam partner is. And by the way, guys, every Blam partner gets their own website with their own unique logo and design. It's their own business. They get their own app. And then our back office, our team, are your team if you're a Blam partner. So all of our designers and developers, tech support and account management, they're your team from day one. So instead of going through the process that I went through that took me years, where I had to do all the design work myself, I had to be the account manager, the salesperson, the accounts person, I had the bookkeeper, I had to do everything myself for many years. With a Blam partner, all of that team, that back office team, you've got from day one, so you can focus on growing your business. And that's kind of, you can do it the way that we teach, which means you haven't got to go through the long-winded process of figuring it out yourself. But whatever way you go about it, you're going to have to figure out what problem that you solve. So whatever business you go into, because really business is about somebody's got a problem and they're willing to pay somebody else an amount of money to solve that problem. That's what it is. And the problems that our prospects face, and we deal with small to medium-sized businesses, SMEs, small to medium-sized enterprises. And their problem is that they need to market their business online, but they haven't got the time. They don't understand, and they haven't got the knowledge and skills, and they're worried about where they're going to spend the money. And we have so much empathy for them, because the digital marketing revolution that's going on right now is so fast-paced. It's always changing. It's now more important than ever. In the first 90 days of lockdown, we accelerated 10 years into the future when it comes to digital technology. 10 years into the future, that's a fact. And you can see why, because we could only purchase and do our business online. We had no choice. Everybody had to migrate to online. And as a result of that, our marketplace expanded exponentially. And now the statistics show us that for every digital marketing agency in the world, there are 250,000 businesses. And that's just small to medium-sized businesses per agency. So the amount of businesses out there is overwhelming. And that's why we need to recruit. And we're on a mission, guys. The Blam mission is to recruit as many partners as we can manage in terms of our ongoing support. And then we can become the world's biggest designer of websites and apps for small business. And the reason why we have that big, audacious goal is because if we work backwards and honestly ask ourselves, do we believe in what we do? Do we believe in our products and our services and our people? Well, we do. Do we believe that every small business owner would benefit from that? We do. Therefore, we have to aim for the sky, aim for the stars. We can't do that on our own. It's too big a job. And the Blam Partnership Program means that we can teach people exactly how we can operate and how they can operate to run their own digital marketing business. And then we can apply all of our systems and processes to their business. And when you've got an entrepreneur, a business owner that's heading up a digital marketing agency, talking to other entrepreneurs, other business owners, you've got that peer-to-peer agreement in place. You've got that relationship that can be built upon, where one entrepreneur can help another entrepreneur, and that just works so much better than if we had a building full of salespeople And that's really what we're all about, guys, is helping entrepreneurs become successful. And it's all based on the foundation of our products. So we call these our whys, they're our foundations. And I've talked a bit about the first product, the AI websites, which, by the way, guys, are actually future-proof. We update them every month. So not one of our customers, our partners' customers, is ever going to have a website that's out of date. We did over 90 updates last year, and we'll keep doing the updates all the time. We've got an editor in the back office that means they're drag and drop. So a lot of people want to be in control of their websites these days and be able to make updates themselves, so they don't have to worry about reaching out to their web developer. We've got that, the easiest drag and drop editor on the planet. However, they don't need to use it because we take care of all the amendments. All they've got to do is send off a support ticket and we'll take care of it. But it's that reassurance. We offer all the support to our partners and our partners' customers. So it doesn't take up our partners' time dealing with account management stuff. Plus, the dashboard covers everything that a partner will need in terms of information regarding to websites live and customers they've got. Security is not something that you need to worry about because we use Amazon Web Service. And if it's good enough for Amazon, it's good enough for us. But it includes all the security certificates, anything that you've experienced in the past in relation to security, you don't have to worry about it with Blam websites. There's loads more I could talk about, but this can be covered in the deep dive. So Ed will be sharing a link in the chat pretty soon where you can book on to a one-to-one with Ed, where he actually take you into the back office. He'll show you how the system works. And you too then can become a raving fan of our AI websites because they are absolutely awesome. And they're kind of the foundation. And the reason we bang on about websites so much is because when you control a small business's website, you build the trust to be able to help them with other elements of marketing, because all roads lead back to a website. That is your kind of conversion tool. It's the thing that we use to measure. And it really is the foundation of any marketing campaign. But we also do lots of other products, like, for example, apps. So apps, as I told you, they're in my blood. I've sold hundreds of apps, started my first app development business back in 2010. And so we've got a very robust and cool strategy for building apps for small businesses. And the MRR strategy behind that, again, the monthly recurring revenue strategy, is another fantastic strategy for Blam partners that we teach and that we show you how to use. Blam Social is another completely bespoke product, especially for Blam partners, that allows us to help small businesses with their social media. Big part of what businesses are looking for at the moment when it comes to their digital marketing. And our tool is second to none. It means that we can post excellent quality posts that are from over 100,000 templates in our library for lots of different industries, using an AI algorithm that predicts when to post and what to post across 6 different platforms all at the same time. So this is a really, really cool tool. Again, Ed will show you more about this on the deep dive, but we're really proud of Blam Social, and it's another great monthly recurring revenue model. As is local SEO. SEO seems to be becoming more and more important to small business owners as they realize just how important it is to have a presence on the web. And local SEO is something that we've got a fantastic experience in. We've got a department that deals with this, especially for partners, because again, it's a fantastic monthly recurring revenue model. Search engine optimization means getting a website ranked in Google so people get more traffic to their website. And our model for this is really cost effective and very, very powerful and managed with fantastic reports. We've got loads of other stuff that we do. We're a full service agency, whether that be content writing or design services and loads of other stuff. I can't cover it all today, but if you book on the deep dive, Ed will show you all of this stuff and show you how you can help you make money doing it. Our second pillar is our processes, because every single Blam partner becomes certified by taking our unique training courses that is available only for Blam partners. And having that certified partner logo on your website is a seal of quality, showing that you've been through our training program that is delivered online with the support of myself and Ed, so that you can become qualified to help small businesses up to the standard that we require. It's a seal of quality. And when you've got one of these on your website, it shows that you've done the work to become qualified and certified as a Blam partner. as a result of that, you also get regular weekly sales training. So we're very hands-on here at Blam. You know, we often we get a lot of praise from our partners for the amount of support that we give. Occasionally we get you know, accused of having too much, giving too much support. Brilliant problem to have, in my view. And that's why we do weekly sales training, because it's all about helping our partners make money and sell. And we do that every week with live webinars. We do weekly product training. This is every Wednesday. The sales training is on a Monday. The product training is on a Wednesday. And this is, again, every week delivered bespoke, especially for partners. We do mastermind groups, which means that we team you up with other partners that's facilitated by Blam in order to be able to share with like-minded individuals and grow your business using other people as part of the mastermind philosophy. One-to-ones with the support team. So regular one-to-ones, meaning that you get supported by our team, meaning that we're helping you to grow your business every day. And then we're always posting into our social media closed groups. And we've got an inner circle group specifically for Blam partners, meaning that you get regularly you know, motivated and educated with all the latest information that's going on in the digital marketing world. We're running events, meaning that you can come to events that we run, bespoke events, to enable you to learn and mix and mingle with other partners, as well as special guest speakers. So we've got one tomorrow, as it would happen, Friday, 1:30, Blam Academy, going live and on YouTube with David Rahman, who's a regular guest of ours. The Mind Coach, he's called. Fantastic motivational speaker to help you with your business, specifically for entrepreneurial learning. And just want you to know, guys, that if you become a Blam partner, we're here for you. We're very easily accessible. Both Ed, myself, and the team, we're here to support you. And it's a big part about what becoming a Blam partner is about, because supporting you is our main job. You know, that is our main job. And not only that, guys, you get all 11 digital marketing courses. Now, these are widely recognized throughout the world as the best digital marketing training on the planet, all delivered through our own training system. We've teamed up with Digital Marketer, and we are a certified partner of Digital Marketer, meaning that we provide all of these courses to every single partner that signs up. It's over £5,000 worth of content, with the best trainers in the world, recognized trainers. Ryan Dice, who's the CEO of Digital Marketer, he's the guy that leads a lot of these courses. And anybody that dips the toe in the water of digital marketing, they'll see this guy come up. And he's the guy that trains us. I'm in his personal mastermind group. And Ed is also trained by Digital Marketer, so that we are constantly upgrading our own skills and passing them on to our partners. And that really comes to the final part of the presentation, where I talk about our people. And this is the thing that really, you know, drives us, because they've been awesome throughout the lockdown. We're starting to come back into the office now, but our people have been magnificent, whether they work from home or in the office. And we measure everything. And the Blam team consistently gets 100% positive feedback through our measurement system, where our support center manages all of our partners on a daily basis. And we are managed through the system there that tells us how we're getting on. Anytime that we get negative feedback, it allows us to jump on it straight away, and fine-tune our processes and see where we can improve. And that's really, really key. And then we've got Ed, your Blam mentor. And I want to tell you a bit about Ed, because although he doesn't wear a tie anymore, he is very good at what he does. And so you may have spoken to him already. Obviously, he's co-hosting today. But I wanted to explain about Ed, because if you continue your journey with Blam from here on in, Ed's the guy that you're going to be getting to know. So it's good to find out a little bit about him, and let me help you tell you how he come to be where he is. And because he started off in hospitality and actually running a restaurant in Disneyland Paris. That should be opening again soon, I would hope, although Paris is struggling a bit at the moment, isn't it? So, but that's where he cut his teeth. Nothing to do with digital marketing. You might say, well, it was there that you read the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, because Ed wanted to be a business owner. He wanted to be an entrepreneur. And in that famous book by Robert Kiyosaki, which, by the way, if you haven't read, you've got to read it. It's an entrepreneurial rite of passage. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. He says, just like I said earlier, if you are in business, you need to learn how to sell. And that's what he did. He got himself a job doing door-to-door sales, baptism of fire, one of the hardest jobs you can do in selling. But Ed knew that if he wanted to run a business, that's what he's got to do. And he graduated up the ranks. He got himself other jobs in sales, became very successful, very good at it, and then started running his own digital marketing agency. I think it was back in 2009. Became a LinkedIn trainer. And that's kind of where we met when he was doing that. And he looked at the Blam Partnership Program and he sat on a webinar, much like you are now. In fact, it was a one-to-one with Ed back then, 4.5, 5 years ago now. And as a result of that, he became a Blam partner. So Ed handed over his hard-earned cash and joined as a Blam partner. And so he knows the feelings you're going through right now. He understands the process, but he also understands what it's like once you become a partner. And that's really important, I think, because obviously he was really good at it, did really well, got up and cooking very quickly, started helping us out a bit with other partners. And the rest, as they say, is history. We now run the Blam Partnership Program, and Ed is now your main point of contact, because now he's now director of the business and shareholder, and he's the guy that you will be working with from here on in if you continue your Blam journey. And we're here to create tech entrepreneurs, guys. So we take care of the tech and our partners take care of the entrepreneurs. It doesn't matter where they are in the world. We've got partners in something like 9, 10 different countries now. You can work from anywhere. And I've been using this slide for many years now, guys. And it's never been more true, has it? Because we all had to work from home. And as long as you've got an internet connection, and as long as you've got a mobile phone, we can give you the tools to conduct business online or face-to-face, whatever suits you. And our Blam partners come from all different walks of life. Some of them are doing it as a side gig. Some of them are full-time, and everything in between. We've got super successful partners with a team. We've got partners who are just part-time on their own. But they're all different walks of life and all different backgrounds. But one thing they have in common is they are all passionate about helping small businesses with their digital marketing. And that's what we're looking for, people that want to join us and become part of the Blam family because they're passionate about helping small business owners just like we are. So I'm not going to play any of these videos, but I recommend that you watch some of the testimonials because we do regular partner interviews. A lot of these are up to date. Marius is a guy based over in South Africa. And that interview is fascinating. So if you watch it, Marius is actually doing really, really well now. Started off, I think he actually gave up his full-time job around about March when he was furloughed, and he's never looked back. He's got his own office now. He's got a team member that works for him. He was a managing director of a business. Wasn't his own business. He was an employed managing director, and he now earns more than he was earning when he was a managing director back in March. By just applying our model. Sherelle is who's just emailed me actually. She's been with us now. She's one of our early partners, maybe 6 years. Doing very, very well, growing her business, big ambition. She's got a team now. She's a professional footballer, completely different from Marius. Still a professional footballer and still runs her business as well. She's now brought her partner into her business as well, so they both benefit from Blam. And a great advocate for us. She made her money back in the first month. Worth watching that interview. Mike, a great guy. I had a call with him on Friday, I think it was, based over in Florida. He's an ex-corporate guy, so no history of selling, no history of entrepreneurial stuff. He whittled us down from 2,500 franchises. Very, very thorough guy, and then joined us. He's now got a team working with him. He's got Amanda, and his wife helps out as well. Great guy, real advocate for Blam. And then Andrew's a fairly recent partner. I interviewed him a couple of weeks ago, and he's got a lot to say. I recommend you watching that video. He's made his first few sales now, growing his business, very excited about the opportunity. And he's a bit different to some of our other partners as well because he's had franchises before. So he understands the ins and outs of business. He's still got another business that he runs. So his perspective is a useful one for if you've got business experience, you can see how he has interpreted the training. And then John, never been in business before, but he's one of the rare people. He was in sales before, and that interview is fascinating because he joined us just before the pandemic started. And he's kind of shaping up to be one of our best partners at the moment. He's absolutely smashing it. Things have really kicked on for him this year. And that interview is fascinating. I think it was around about November I interviewed him. Really, really good interview. And it just, gives you another perspective of a different kind of partner. And then finally, guys, just to finish off, I'm going to let you know about Sarah. Now, Sarah's been with us for years. She was one of our first partners. Great partner, brilliant advocate of ours. And she posted this about a year ago, right at the beginning of lockdown. And she said, and this was in our inner circle group, I have to say, Grant, I'm hugely grateful to Blam for encouraging me to build a business based on a recurring monthly income, as I'm hoping it will help me weather the storm more easily than other businesses. I'm feeling very sorry for lots of people. She has embraced our monthly recurring revenue model. And as a result of that, she's got a business that meant that when we went into lockdown and she had to homeschool her children, she didn't have to worry because she knew the money would keep coming in. She didn't have to keep making sales to see her income continue. It would come in anyway. And that's where MRR is so powerful. And just to show you briefly what that means in terms of revenue that you can spend, I'm going to use some really generic numbers here, but Ed can actually drill down with you on the deep dive and show you how this works out. But with this little analogy, we call it our assumptions calculator. I've taken some assumptions based on £100 a month website, okay, and £100 a month app. And local SEO, we sell usually around about the £300 a month mark with £150 profit in it. So these numbers are based on those margins selling one website a week, one app a month, and one local SEO a month. This would be an average kind of month for a Blam partner. And certainly, the minimum you'd want to aim for as an ongoing if you joined us, if you were full-time. And that would mean if you did that for 12 months in a row, the recurring revenue that you would earn after you've paid us would be £6,600. That's 7,008 euros, over 100,000 rand, over 8,200 US, and over 10,500 Canadian or Australian. Now, those are based on doing that number for 12 months in a row. And that means that amount of money would be coming in every month. And if you did the same thing again for another year, you would double that. And if you did the same thing again for another year, you can add another 6,600 or whatever it is in your currency. So you can see that the monthly recurring revenue model can actually build you up with a slow and steady accumulation up to a substantial income by keeping consistent. And I joke about this because, there's loads of stuff on the internet, isn't it, that tells you, oh, you're going to do the Amazon or your Forex train or wherever and become a millionaire within the next, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whoever it is, some ridiculous thing. In my view, all of those are poppycock, a load of rubbish. And they're the get rich quick scheme, and there's no such thing. But what Blam is a get rich slow scheme. That's the way I talk about it. It's a solid business, guys, where you apply the model, you make sales, and your revenue builds. And because websites are so sticky, people rarely cancel a website, especially one of our websites. You've got a solid recurring revenue for years to come. And this is really, really, and Ed can show you this. He can give you a demo. He can show you how this really works in real time and build it up for you.
I've just dropped the link in there, by the way.
Oh, brilliant. So if you check the chat, just click on that link and it opens Ed's diary. You can book in with him. So I've run over just a little bit. I do apologize, guys. I'm now going to go on and tell you about the deal that we're doing this month, so that I can sort of give you that opportunity to talk to Ed about some numbers. If it's not for you, and I know people will be watching this on the rerun as well, just want to say thanks for your time and attention. And please join Blam Academy. That's a group where you can get entrepreneurial motivation and learning. It's on Facebook. Love to see you there. But if you are still around, let's get stuck into what it's going to cost and what you get. Let's get down to the brass tacks, guys. So the package that we're doing, and we are doing an amazing deal this month, by the way. We've done a cracking deal for April. It's the beginning of our financial year. So we've decided to put together a great deal to get the year kicked off. And so far, interest is looking really, really good. So first and foremost, if you sign up with us in April, you get the Blam certification program, which is the exclusive program just to Blam partners. It's worth over £20,000. It's our secret sauce. You can only get it through Blam partnership program. And it's the way that you can run your own digital marketing agency provided to you with that certification, that seal of quality that you can get on your website, which of course we will design for you. So you will get that website, all the branding, you get your own logo, all the marketing collateral, sales collateral, resource center, training videos, everything that you need to run a successful digital marketing agency is supported and supplied by us. You will get the digital marketing training system, so full access to all 11 courses, the value of which is over £5,000. And we pay for those courses for every Blam partner to ensure that they can become a qualified digital marketer, somebody who really knows what they're talking about over a period of time. Plus you get the Blam Social Training and Resource Center, meaning that you can be qualified to resell Blam Social. And Blam Social is a market leading product for social media posting. Ed can show you more, but it's worth over £2,000 just to get this training and resource center. And it is included in the package. Exclusive access to the Blam management team. Now, this really is priceless because what we're going to do is we're going to give you access directly to me and Ed. So you will get our mobile numbers. You're able to contact us through WhatsApp, book appointments. We are there for you so that you can get up and cooking as quickly as possible with all the advice and help that you need. You get an accountability program. So as soon as you start trading, you are allocated a multi-mind group worth over £5,000 a year for this group, because to be in a group with other people, like-minded people, is proven to be a massively valuable thing on your entrepreneurial journey. It's really, really important. Then you get live training with me and Ed every week, and it's exclusive to Blam partners. It's worth over £5,000 to get 2 training sessions a week, 1 sales, 1 product, and it's really well attended. And gets us, a lot of motivation and stuff from the partners. It just really does help them get bought into what we're doing. And then access to the partner deals. So that means that we design and then bring to you, with all the collateral that goes with it, the deals that allow you to sell more. So, whether it be a Black Friday deal or an Easter deal or, the New Year deal, these are all designed for you so that you can utilize them to make more sales. And then finally, last but not least, is the Do It For You package. This means that our team is your team, and they will design an unlimited amount of websites and apps every month for a fixed fee, that if you were paying for this directly through freelancers like Ed would have used to when he was running his digital marketing agency, at a minimum, if you just hit that minimum target of a website a week, it's going to cost you £48,000 a year. Now, that is a big deal, guys, because our team are going to take care of all of that for a fraction of the price. And that means that if we add all this value up that we're going to deliver to you guys as a Blam partner, it's over £90,000 worth of value. That's over 130,000 US, 2 million rand, 100,000 euros, or over 160 Canadian Australian. And we are going to do a deal for you this month. And you know what? I've just realised, Ed, I'm still calling it the March deal. I forgot to change March to April. It's actually the April deal, guys. I used the same slide. The March deal was substantially more than this. I hasten to add.
This is the best deal that we've had for a long time. It's
the best deal for a long, long time. This is, guys. We've absolutely slashed the price to get the year off to a great start. We've knocked £7,000 off our upfront fee off, which is a mega deal. And for those of you watching overseas, the prices that you see there, 11 US and 11,000 US, 14,000 Canadian or Australian, 9,500 euros, 160,000 rand, we deal in your currency. So we've got bank accounts in the currency of the country, so you don't have to worry about any currency fluctuation, because we deal with people all over the world. And so the price list is in your currency to alleviate any issues of currency fluctuation. And it is limited to 6 slots. So we've got 6 slots this month. We do that because Ed and I are hands-on, and so 6 is our kind of cap. Once we've sold 6, we close the deal, and then we wait till next month, and next month the deal will be going back up again. So that is where we're at the moment, guys. If you like the sound of this, if this is something that you think you could see yourself doing, you need to get yourself through to a demo with Ed, so that we can then talk about whether it's right for you. You need to find out more to figure out whether it's right for you. If you think that it is, to lock that deal in, to get that deal at that discounted price, we'll do you a proposal. We need to get that proposal signed to lock it in. Then we can talk about the payment plan that you want to go with, because we've got several different options and how we can deal with that upfront fee. If you're in the UK, we've got a very successful funding program that works really, really well for the majority of the people that get access to it. We've got different things that we can do for people overseas. So if the upfront fee is something that you want to talk about, then we've got different options to help with that. But once we've agreed the payment, the onboarding begins, and we can have you up and cooking within 2 weeks. It could take 2 weeks. What we normally say is allow a month, because we do give you a lot of training. There's a lot of stuff to go through, but some of the quickest partners have done it within 2 weeks. And we work at your pace, guys. That's really key. But for now, I just want to say thank you. We're open to questions. We'll stop the recording very shortly and open for questions. And just want to say thank you for your time and attention. And hope to see you on that one-to-one with Ed very, very soon.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Grant. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys spending some time with us today. Feel free to unmute if you have questions, or if you want to book in the one-to-one.
Brilliant. We can stop recording now as well, so we can.
Thanks for reminding me. If you're watching this on the replay, ask us questions in the section below, and there's a link to book the one-to-one as well.